Okay, ready to dive into something kind of unexpected?
Oh, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
It's about handbags. Well, not the bags themselves, but the colors.
Colors. Okay, I'm listening.
We came across this article about color theory, specifically for bag making.
You know, I'd never really thought about it that deeply.
Me neither. But it turns out there's like a whole strategy behind why certain colors are chosen.
You mean it's not just about what's trendy?
Nope, it's way more than that. It's like they're using color to make us feel a certain way about a bag.
To influence us, you mean?
Exactly. Like, think about a bright yellow bag versus a sleek black one.
Totally different vibes, right? One's playful, the other's sophisticated.
And that's the point. The article starts off with the basics, color theory 101.
Color wheel, primary colors, all that jazz.
Yep. But then it gets into how those basics are applied in really clever ways.
Because just knowing what a color is doesn't tell you how to use it.
Right, like we all know red and green are complementary colors.
Opposite on the color wheel.
Yeah.
Christmas vibes.
Ha, exactly. But the article takes it further. It's not just about knowing they're complementary, it's about how to use them well to achieve a certain effect.
Ooh, I like where this is going. Give me an example.
Okay, so they talked about this luxury handbag brand.
Fancy.
Super fancy. And they use a tiny bit of green in the hardware on their red bags.
Wait, like the zipper and stuff?
Yeah, it's so subtle you barely notice it consciously, but...
But it makes the red pop in a really sophisticated way.
Yes. It's like a secret signal to anyone who knows the code.
That's wild. So subtle yet so effective. What else?
They also talk about analogous colors.
The ones next to each other on the wheel.
Yep. And apparently those are great for creating a really harmonious, understated look.
Like a bag with shades of blue and green all blending together.
Exactly. Now, this is where I got really interested. The triadic color scheme.
Remind me of that.
3 colors, evenly spaced on the wheel.
Ah, got it. What about it?
It creates this really energetic, playful vibe.
Makes sense. I bet that's popular with brands targeting younger people.
Bingo! Like, I can totally see that working for a limited edition release, something to get people excited.
It's all about playing with psychology, right?
Right. It makes you realize how much thought goes into something as simple as choosing a color for a bag.
Yeah, you just assume they go, oh, that's pretty, and slap it on there.
But it's so much deeper than that. We've only just scratched the surface of how colors work together, but...
But there's another level to this, isn't there?
Yeah, the article gets into how bag makers use color psychology to influence how we feel about their brand.
Okay, now things are getting really strategic.
Right. It's like they're using color to say, this is who we are, this is what we stand for.
You know, I've always noticed that luxury brands...
Love their black, silver, those deep jewel tones.
Exactly. Makes them seem expensive, exclusive.
It's not just the colors themselves, though. It's also the consistency.
Mimi.
They use the same color palette across all their products, their marketing, everything. Like instant recognition.
A visual signature. Like Tiffany blue.
Or that bright red of a Coca-Cola can. Color becomes shorthand for the whole brand experience.
Powerful stuff. And you know what all surprised me in this article? They talked about matching bag colors to skin tones.
I know, right? Never would have thought of that.
It's about finding colors that complement different skin tones, so the bag looks even better on the person carrying it.
They mention this idea of color families, too, like pairing pastels with pastels, jewel tones with jewel tones.
For a cohesive look. Makes sense. It's like putting together an outfit. You don't want clashing colors.
Exactly. It shows you the level of detail these designers are thinking about. But it's not just about color theory, it's about being culturally sensitive too.
They touched on that.
Yeah, like a color that means something positive in one culture could mean something completely different somewhere else.
So a bag maker can't just assume everyone will love the same color.
Nope. This deep dive is really making me see handbags in a whole new light.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
I know. I'm ready to dive deeper. What else did this article uncover about the world of color and bag design?
Oh, there's so much more to unpack. For example, how designers combine colors to create certain effects.
So before we got sidetracked, we were talking about designers using certain color combos to achieve different effects.
Right. And it went way deeper than just, here's complementary colors, here's analogous.
It actually analyzed how designers are using them in clever ways. I'm all ears. Spill the beans.
Okay, so remember how we were talking about sustainable brands?
Using all those earthy greens and browns?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be all browns and greens,
Yeah.
right? There'd have to be some other pops of color to keep it interesting.
Otherwise, it'd be kind of boring, yeah.
Exactly. So they might throw in a bit of yellow or orange.
Like as an accent?
Yeah, like a sunshine yellow lining or maybe a burnt orange zipper pull to represent like warmth and energy.
Without losing that eco-friendly feel. About balance.
Exactly. It's like creating a mood board with just colors instead of images.
Oh, I like that. So what about complementary colors? How do they use those without it being, like, too much?
Well, they talked about using one as the dominant color and then just a touch of the complement as an accent.
Subtle but effective.
Right. So imagine a navy blue tote bag, but with bright orange stitching. Or a deep green backpack with a pop of red in the zipper pulls.
Ooh, I can picture that. You get that visual interest, but it's not screaming at you.
Exactly. Finding that sweet spot where the colors complement each other but don't fight for attention.
Okay, I'm getting it. Any other cool tricks they mentioned?
Oh, yeah, they talked about using different shades and intensities within the same color family.
What does that mean?
Like pairing a rich burgundy with a softer rose pink,
Mm-hmm.
or a deep emerald green with a pale mint. Adds depth,
Ooh, so it's like a gradient within the design itself. That's neat. It really does show how much thought goes into even the tiniest details.
Right. And it goes back to what we were saying before about, how it's not just choosing colors, it's understanding how they interact, how they'll be perceived.
It's like this whole secret language that designers are using to talk to us.
And now that you're starting to understand the language.
I want to pay more attention to it everywhere. It's like those optical illusions where you see one thing, then suddenly you see something totally different.
And that's the coolest thing about color theory. It's always changing. There are always new trends, new ways to use color to make an impact.
It really makes you wonder what's next for bag design, you know? What crazy color combos we'll be seeing in a few years.
Oh, for sure. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves.
Right. Cultural influences.
We touched on it earlier, but I feel like there's a whole other deep dive waiting to happen there.
Totally agree. Tell me more about how those cultural differences play into color choices.
Well, the article had some interesting examples of how a color that's like totally positive in one culture
could be seen as negative in another.
Exactly. And that's something bag makers really have to be careful about, especially if they're selling globally.
Yeah. What's a bestseller in one country could flop in another, all because of the color.
It's not even just about avoiding negative associations either. It's about understanding the positive ones too,
So you can really connect with specific audiences.
Right. It's a delicate balance, but that's what makes the best designers so good.
They're basically cultural ambassadors on top of being designers.
And it all comes down to research. You can't just go off your own preferences. Got to be willing to learn from other cultures.
It's a good reminder that there's always more to learn. This whole deep dive has been so eye-opening.
For real.
Like, color is this whole complex thing. It impacts us in so many ways.
Even when we don't realize it.
Exactly. I think we need a moment to gather our thoughts before we jump into the final part of our color theory adventure.
Sounds good to me.
All right, we're back, and I gotta say, my mind is still kind of blown from all this color talk. It's like color's been hiding in plain sight this whole time.
It really is a whole hidden world once you start digging into it, huh?
For sure. Especially that thing about how color impacts our perception of a brand,
Oh yeah, like those luxury brands using all that black and silver to feel exclusive.
Exactly. So subtle, but it works. And it's not just the colors themselves, it's how they use them, how it's all presented.
Totally. Like a luxury brand might stick to a really limited palette, all deep, rich colors.
But a brand that's more playful and for everyone might go with brighter, more vibrant colors, right?
Yep. It's like they're speaking different languages with their color choices.
And we're the ones getting all those messages, even if we don't realize it.
It's true. We're constantly judging brands based on color, even subconsciously. That's why designers have to be so intentional about it.
Makes you realize it's not just about looking good, it's about shaping how people see the brand.
100%. Okay, so we talk about sustainable brands going earthy, but what about a brand that's like all about tech and innovation?
Yeah, what colors scream cutting edge?
They would probably lean towards cooler tones like blues and grays.
To seem smart and sophisticated.
Right. And then maybe some metallics or even pops of neon.
To make it futuristic.
Exactly. Imagine a silver lactop bag with like a neon green zipper. Stylish and tech-savvy.
Love it. It's not just sending a message, though, right? It's about making people feel something.
Oh, for sure. Color can make you feel trust, excitement, even nostalgia, depending how it's used.
Speaking of, we talked about warm colors being energetic and cool colors being more chill, but it seems like there's always more to it than that.
Oh, yeah. Tons of nuance. Like green's usually associated with nature, calmness.
But it can also mean wealth, right? Like money, emeralds.
Exactly. Depends on the context. So it's not about picking the right color. It's about how you use it to tell the story you want.
It's like a puzzle, finding the right colors, the right balance for the brand.
Aesthetics, psychology, cultural sensitivity, it all comes into play. Speaking of cultural sensitivity, I'm really curious about those examples of how color can mean different things in different places.
Me too. I remember the article said something about positive in one culture, negative in another, but I want details.
Okay, so for instance, white is often seen as pure, innocent in the West. But in some Eastern cultures, it's associated with mourning.
Whoa, totally opposite.
Right. And then you have red, which means good luck in China, but can be seen as dangerous in some African cultures.
So a bag maker who's selling worldwide can't just assume everyone's going to read their color choices the same way.
Nope. Got to do your research.
It's not just about avoiding bad associations. It's about knowing the good ones, too, and connecting with different people.
Exactly. So much to consider, right?
This whole deep dive has seriously changed how I look at color. I'm noticing stuff I never would before. Like the other day, I was shopping for a new laptop bag.
Yeah.
I caught myself actually analyzing the colors, what they were trying to say about each bag.
See, you're already applying this stuff, making more conscious choices.
Makes me a smarter shopper, for sure. But also, it makes me appreciate how much goes into good design.
It's like this blend of art and science.
Hmm.
It's creative, but also strategic.
And anyone can learn about it and benefit, right? Not just designers, but everyone who interacts with color, which is, well, everyone.
Exactly.
So to anyone listening, the next time you see a cool bag, don't just look at it. Really think about those colors they chose, what they might be trying to say. You might surprise yourself.
Color is a powerful tool. It can inform, inspire, even persuade. So the next time you're making a decision, big or small, think about what colors are involved and how they might be swaying you.
Color is literally everywhere, constantly speaking to us whether we realize it or not. So pay attention to that language of color, see what you can learn.
And that's a wrap for our deep dive into color theory for bag making. We had fun, right?
Totally. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Keep exploring the world with that curiosity and maybe a new appreciation for all the color around us. See you next time.